Namaste and welcome to today's episode of Interview. Guest for today's evening is an amazing personality who is from the fitness world. So, without further wasting of time, let's get started. So, let's welcome Mrs. Lizzie Abraham. Hello, Miss Lizzie. Thank you so much for this valuable time.
Namaste.
So, my first question to you is: please tell something about yourself a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm based at Kochi, Kerala. My name is Ligi Abraham. I'm the founder of Pranatva firm into yoga and wellness. I'm basically a yoga trainer and therapist. Been a practitioner in yoga for the last 20 years and have been teaching yoga for the last 10 years.
So
So
that's really great. So, coming to Pranadva, so how did it came to your mind?
Pranatva as an organization. Okay. Actually, my profession is not yoga. I am a HR professional. I've done engineering MBA and I had my own recruitment firm for the last 19 years. But yoga has been a part of my life for long. And 10 years back, I just for the fun of started teaching in one of the centers nearby. And when I started teaching, I realized I kind of enjoyed. Then I started to taking interest in that and started to learn more. So then did an instructor course, MSc Yoga, and right now I'm researching in yoga. So that was parallelly happening along with my HR profession. So almost 5 years back, I decided I should go more for my passion and slowly shifted my total focus into yoga. So I thought that is where my future is, so that I can actually be in touch with more people and help people out with wellness. So that is how Pranatva was formed. So basically, supporting people through yoga towards wellness and happy and healthier lives.
Yeah, so I must say that this is a great initiative from your side because everyone nowadays is into the fitness. So over the years, what styles have you developed so far in case
Uh,
of yoga?
could you just ask? I get you now. Okay. So you were telling initially about fitness, right? So I want to just give a correction. When you said fitness, you would have definitely thought of physical fitness. But yoga is all about mind fitness.
Yeah,
So in yoga, we believe if your mind is fine and fit, the rest of the things like your emotions, your physical cells, everything will fall in place. So all the practices in yoga are oriented towards taking care of the mind. So if the mind is steady, rest will be fine. So that is how it is done. All the schools of yoga, if you see in any style of yoga, Ashtanga yoga or Iyengar yoga or vinyasa yoga, in any type of yoga, any schools of yoga, everything is focusing on the mind. It could be through asanas, which actually, when you look at it, people are doing physical movements and postures. But that is all definitely oriented towards the mind. So anything, be it pranayama or asanas or meditation, everything is for the mind. I practice Ashtanga yoga style.
okay. So how often one should practice yoga to get the best result?
Uh, if you ask me, yoga is not something which you need to practice for just some time. So, here, when you ask the question, I get that you're talking about the practice on the mat, right? So, practice on the mat, like I said earlier, practice on the mat is for the next 23 or 23 and a half hours of the day. So, if you practice half an hour on the mat, that practice is for the rest of the day. So, yoga is not, it's a way of life. You have to eat moderate food. You should not do any extremes. You should have certain social restraints. You should have certain self restraints. Along with that, you should practice breathing practices, meditation, asanas. So, it is a continuous process, I would say. But if you're specifically asking about the what how much time you should spend on a mat for asanas and all that, it should at least be 40 minutes to 1 hour. But in this busy world, most of the people are managing to do 20 minutes to 30 minutes.
When it comes to Lizzie Abraham, what is your yoga routine?
My yoga routine. Okay, these days because of online sessions, I start my sessions quite early by 5 o'clock. So I have just half an hour of my personal practice in the morning before 5 o'clock. And evenings, I do a similar practice of half an hour. That is my routine. But again, yoga, I believe it is how mindful you are about yourself and your thoughts in your head and your actions also. So that is yoga for me. So I would say yoga is continuously there with me. I'm trying to be there with yoga all through the day. Personal practice on the mat is half an hour in the early morning because of the sessions, and evening half an hour.
So when it comes to yoga influencing your life, what is your viewpoint?
I would say if you ask me about uh, yoga, as I said earlier, it's all about the mind. So if you're a person who's practicing yoga, it definitely has an impact over your mind. It steadies your mind. So when one has a steady mind, your responses to situations would be different. So you tend to react less and respond more to situations, which will actually make you more productive in terms of your work, and you will have more better relationship with people within your family and outside also. You might behave well in public places. Basically, uh, it gives you a harmony. So only because your mind is steady. So that is what yoga is all about.
Okay. So your one medium to connect with the people is Pranadva. So what would be other medium for the audience to connect with you for yoga session?
Uh, we are there on most of the social media platforms. Like YouTube, we have a channel, Pranatva, which is a very recent one. And my focus there is on giving more about the power of breath and therapy practices like for back pain, which people on a day-to-day level face. So the channel is there. You can connect with us there. And we have our Instagram handle at Pranatva. We are on Facebook also. So all the numbers and everything is there. So they can directly be in touch with us for anything related to yoga and wellness. We would be happy to just support them.
Okay. The link of Pranadva and Lizzie Abraham will be given in the description box. Audience, you can check it out. So, any incident, any funny moment, any thrilling moment from your experience in yoga, if you please could share with our audience.
Okay, let me just think. Okay, so in yoga, when we do asanas, we say um, at some point of time, when you keep on trying asanas, at some point you get stuck. Like if you're doing a forward bend, beyond some point you feel that you are not able to go forward. So in yoga language, we say that it definitely shows some stiffness or some attitude which we need to release within our minds. So similarly, there was one asana which I was kept on practicing all these 20 years, and I just could not do it. So I always believed that there is some kind of fear within me which I'm not able to do it. It is basically handstand. So every time I would try that and I leave it. So there's some because for me headstand is so easy. I've been practicing for so many years, but still something about the handstand. There was something fear in me about it. So it is almost 2 years back. Just after my 50 years. So one day, soon after my practice, as I was walking out of my center, I just thought, okay, let me just try handstand today. I really don't know why I felt should do it. I just tried it that day and it worked. And then on, I'm easily practicing it. So I felt there was some aspect in me, some fear in me, in my mind about something around the world just went off. That is when it liberated me and I could do that practice. So that is the intense connection between yoga and mind. So that's a beautiful
Yeah,
experience for me in yoga, though not
that's
funny.
true. Yeah, okay. So, I hope our audience will like this storytelling. So, what would be your tips to manage one's anxiety and stress?
Okay. So here I would like to really stress on the power of breath, because breath is one single thing which is very cost effective one, because it's so free for us, but we rarely give attention to our breath. So most of the, if I the people who consult me, whoever comes here, so when I see their breath, 75% of the people have improper breathing. I'm not saying it's all wrong. They have lot of scope for improvement.
Yeah,
So breath is one thing I think everybody should start focusing on. So simple breathing practices, simple, very simple. I'm not telling any advanced pranayama practices. It is just basic simple breathing practices. If one can start on, that will be the best thing and the most effective one and the cost effective one too.
yeah. So what would be the future horizons for yoga in India?
Uh, Actually, with Yoga Day coming up, it is already very much in the limelight, and so that progress has been happening, and that is when COVID happened.
Yeah.
So with COVID happening, the online sessions have started, and the reach of yoga across the globe has changed. And I think, as far as India is concerned, we have so many competent people in yoga and teachers coming up. Our reach across the globe has really become huge. And we are a people-rich country, right? And there's so much of resource in us. I'm sure we, from here on also, we will really grow.
So what would be your piece of advice to the young aspirants who are interested in yoga?
Yoga is a practice for which you need a qualified teacher. Or when I say qualified teacher, it doesn't, I'm not even mentioning about a degree or in yoga also. You might have very experienced people in your locality, but so for such people, you can be in touch with them and then start learning simple yoga asanas and practices, and you start reading a lot about it, and slowly your path will be clear to you. So there is no definite route how it should be, but start with a good teacher. So that's all.
Do diet matter after yoga session?
It definitely matters. In yoga, we say mitahara. Mitahara means moderate food. So there is a in the scriptures there is a definition for mitahara. I'll just give it here. So whenever you finish eating, your stomach should have, it should only be filled with half of solid, one fourth liquid, and one fourth should be empty. So that is how we should eat. That is what yoga says about food.
So why it is said that sometimes we should not practice some types of yoga during some complications? Say it may the person have may have some diseases or so that. So what is your viewpoint in that context?
Totally agreed to that, because yoga also involves certain uh, pranayama practices and postures, physical postures. So, for all health conditions, we should not be practicing all the yogasanas, because, to give a simple example, somebody who's pregnant should only be practicing the module or the asanas prescribed for pregnant women. But if they practice that, it is the most effective one for them also. But definitely there are contraindications. And to give you another example, as somebody who's got back pain, extreme back pain. So in yoga, we have so much of forward bending asanas, right? So a person with extreme back pain should not try forward bends beyond a point. So the teacher should be able to just tell them, okay, this is your physical condition. You should not be progressing much on this till you strengthen your back muscles. I'm not saying that person will never be able to do it, but till they strengthen the back muscles, and once the pain is relieved, definitely they can go. But once you have a health condition, that is why I said the teacher should be able to tell those students what they should do and then what they should not do.
So Tell us something about your yoga setup at your home, because as per my knowledge, you also offer offline sessions of yoga besides online.
Yes, yeah, we do. So what happens for offline sessions is that the number of people who can come and meet you, because very few people, unless it's for a therapeutic condition, they people might travel from far and come and meet you. Otherwise, for general practices like a center, only people in the certain kilometer range only can reach you, right? Especially in the mornings and all that. So we have a center here, so the offline sessions happen. But most of the group sessions I have shifted it to online, because so that the reach is more, people can join from anywhere. And Kerala is a place where we have so much of rains. So especially in almost 6 months of 5 months of rainy season, most of the times I've seen when it's offline, people tend to miss the sessions because of rains, they travel or whatever. So once I've started the online sessions, that people are more regular to attend. So all the online sessions, group sessions are online now, and my therapy and personal consultation happens in the center.
So, how is the yoga as a profession?
Yoga as a profession is very good in the sense that if you need to be a practitioner first to decide whether you like yoga as a profession. So once you become a practitioner, then it is a flow actually. You will understand. You might be interested gradually, and it actually guides you by itself. That is my experience. But I would say, having said that, at my age, I can say like that. But there are girls and boys at the age of 20, they would have done some course related to physical education. It could be Ayurveda, it could be naturopathy, it could be general doctors also. If they are keen, they can definitely have a course in yoga and take their profession really well. That also is a good option.
So, how do you deal with your clients in the yoga session? So, what type of clients do come to you?
I have a mix of, if you ask me, my youngest student would be around 9 years of age, and I have somebody 80 plus also in my student list. On an average, in group sessions, it's just mostly girls who are between 20 to 30, and then ladies, housewives, 35 to 40. And mostly men are 35 plus. Youngsters, male, attending my yoga sessions. I'm talking about my listeners, little less compared to girls. Across all ages, and the people, other people who come are for specifically for therapeutic conditions, like could be diabetes, hypertension, anything. So it's a broad range. Anything which we can approach through yoga, people do come. So that's how it is.
So, do you take any extra initiative on special occasions like International Yoga Day and so on?
Uh, on International Yoga Day, I only personally do the session as per the government prescribes on the common protocol. Other than that, most of the time we get invited to companies or groups where we need to speak about yoga. That is how what we generally do. Other than that, if you're asking me about a social responsible angle, we do conduct webinars about importance of breath. I'm doing a session on Sunday, especially if it's a free session in association with Rotary Club for special kids. Such initiatives are happening.
So, tell something about your workshop that is scheduled in February to our audience so that they can connect to you.
Okay, my February plan. We have almost 7 sessions running, group sessions, right from morning 5 o'clock till 9:30 in the morning, and evenings also. And therapy sessions has to be scheduled individually. It's on a mutual timing because it being one-on-one. And every month we have a beginner session. If somebody is new, so it happens on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and the morning hours. But if you see, there is always a timing for most of the people in the morning hours, right from 5 to 9:30.
So thank you so much, Miss Mrs. Abraham. I'm really I was really excited and thrilled for this session, and I'm really interested in yoga. And I must say that you are truly an amazing and inspiring personality. It was great interacting with
Namaste, Kumar. Thank you.
you. Namaste, Lizzie. So, audience, this was the Ligi Abraham yoga enthusiast. I hope you liked today's video and make sure to subscribe and like and share this video. So, thank you so much. I will be back soon with another eminent personality. Goodbye for now.